So, this is how it begins. Not with a buzzer beater or a viral highlight, but with a seismic shift that left the entire sports world breathless. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, has just made Caitlin Clark an offer that shattered every expectation. No one saw this coming. Not analysts, not insiders, not even the WNBA itself. Because this wasn't just a handshake or an endorsement. It was something so radical, so game-breaking, that it could redefine the very structure of women's professional sports. Jordan offered Caitlin Clark her own team. You heard that right. Her own team. The sports world stood still. What does it even mean when the GOAT looks at a rookie and says, "Let's build an empire together"? This wasn't a hypothetical scenario. This was Michael Jordan, the billionaire mogul, extending a hand to the most electrifying name in women's basketball, inviting her into the exclusive halls of ownership. Not sponsorship, not mentorship, ownership. This was the kind of offer that only comes once in a generation. And Clark, she just might be the one who turns a key and opens a door no woman in professional basketball has ever walked through. This moment wasn't born out of sentiment. It was pure strategy. Jordan saw something rare, something undeniable, in Caitlin Clark. He saw her not just as a basketball prodigy, but as a market force, a movement, a future. And if there's one thing Jordan knows better than anyone else, it's how to spot a generational opportunity and capitalize on it before the rest of the world even catches up. He's not just offering her a team, he's offering her a legacy. And with that offer, everything changed. The WNBA isn't just evolving, it's being reborn. Because this partnership doesn't just elevate Caitlin Clark, it elevates the entire league. It tells every young girl watching that they don't have to stop across sports, fashion, entertainment, and beyond. Owning the Charlotte Hornets, that was just the beginning. The Jordan brand alone pulls in over $5 billion annually. The man doesn't miss. This isn't just about power. It's about vision. Jordan didn't make this offer to just any player. He made it to someone who could carry a legacy and create one of her own. He studied franchise management, mastered the art of building competitive teams, and turned his name into global currency. His resume reads like a blueprint for how to dominate every arena, court, business, or otherwise, and now he's ready to bring that same playbook to the WNBA. Jordan's history as both an elite player and a savvy businessman gives him a dual lens that no one else in sports has. He understands what it means to fight for a win and to build something that lasts. That's why this moment is so important. He sees Caitlin not just as a superstar, but as a founder, a brand, a disruptor. Someone who could take a fledgling league and launch it into the mainstream consciousness like never before. He's done it before with sneakers, with franchises, with culture itself. And now he's betting big on Clark. That means boardrooms will pay attention. Networks will recalibrate. Investors will follow. When Jordan moves, markets shift. And this move, it could create a ripple effect that reaches far beyond women's basketball. But what is it about Caitlin Clark that made Jordan break every mold? She's not just talented, she's a phenomenon. In her rookie season, she didn't just make headlines, she rewrote them. With sold-out arenas and record-shattering TV viewership, Clark single-handedly dragged the WNBA out of the shadows and into the spotlight. Over 1 million viewers per game. Jerseys flying off shelves. Social media buzzing with every step-back three. She isn't just playing. She's building a brand in real time. Her impact is so seismic it can't be measured with just stats. This is about cultural gravity. Caitlin Clark is a media event, a marketing dream, and a movement rolled into one. She's the reason sponsors are calling, the reason networks are negotiating, and the reason fans, new and old, are showing up like never before. She's not just raising the bar, she's raising the ceiling on what's possible. This isn't a moment, it's a shift. Her presence has changed the commercial DNA of the WNBA. And Jordan sees it. He sees the potential, the profit, and the power in partnering with a player who moves markets. Clark doesn't need a team to play for. She needs a team to own, and Jordan is ready to hand her the keys. The question is no longer, is the WNBA viable? The question is How far can Caitlin Clark take it? Because if her first season is any indication, the sky isn't even the limit. She's proven that women's sports can be profitable, can be mainstream, and can carry global influence. And now, with Jordan in her corner, we're about to find out just how massive that influence can become. Now, here's where things get even more groundbreaking. The concept of player ownership isn't just new, it's revolutionary. Imagine the most marketable athlete in the league also being one of its owners. Aligning performance with profit, creating a new era of empowerment where players aren't just athletes, they're executives, visionaries, moguls. This is a frontier Michael Jordan is opening up for Caitlin Clark. In a world where athletes often get exploited by the systems they serve, this flips the script. This says you're not just part of the product, you own the product. This says the WNBA doesn't need to copy the NBA. It can lead. Because giving Clark equity means giving her authority. And that's the type of transformation that doesn't happen quietly. It happens with headlines. But this isn't fantasy. It's a blueprint in motion. Jordan has walked this path. He knows the hurdles, legal, financial, political. He knows how hard it is to carve out a seat at the table. That's why he's not just handing her an opportunity. He's building her a throne, a platform, and a pipeline for other elite women athletes to follow. And if this succeeds, it doesn't just change basketball. It changes sports. The NFL, MLB, MLS, they'll all be watching. Because if Clark and Jordan can make this work, then player ownership becomes a new benchmark for every league. It becomes expected, and suddenly athletes everywhere start asking, why can't I own too? Let's not forget, this could also force the WNBA to evolve. The current ownership structure wasn't designed for this. It wasn't built for players to step into the boardroom. But now it may have no choice. Because when someone like Jordan knocks on the door, and is holding hands with the league's most bankable star, the league must adapt or get left behind. The existing governance model, where NBA franchises or private investors control the teams, might soon face pressure to include players in ownership discussions. And Clark's rise gives this argument teeth. She's proven that one player can lift an entire league. So why shouldn't she have a stake in it? This isn't just about equity. It's about fairness. It's about matching influence with ownership. And if the WNBA wants to keep stars like Clark invested, literally and emotionally, it will need to give them skin in the game. That means rethinking policies, expanding partnership models, and building an infrastructure that reflects the modern athlete. Which brings us to the next powerhouse in this equation: Nike and the Jordan brand. With billions in global revenue and a marketing engine that touches every corner of the sports world, their involvement could supercharge this partnership. We're talking global campaigns, custom apparel, signature shoes, all powered by Clark's rise and Jordan's brand legacy. Just imagine it. NBA arenas filled with fans wearing Clark's signature Jordans. Documentaries. Netflix specials. International tours. The possibilities are endless. And with Nike's recent push to amplify women's sports, the timing couldn't be better. This isn't just synergy, it's strategy at its finest. Nike's platform would allow Clark's voice and influence to reach far beyond basketball. And Jordan knows how to weaponize that. He built an empire off the swoosh. Now he could use it to help Clark build hers. Together, they'd be unstoppable. An athlete and a mogul aligned, not just in name, but in purpose. And here's the kicker: the Jordan brand doesn't just sell shoes. It sells stories. It sells legends. And Caitlin Clark is in the prime position to be its next chapter. She's got the game, the grit, and the global reach. And Jordan? He has the infrastructure, the blueprint, and the legacy to amplify it all. We're not just talking about branding here. We're talking about myth-making. Clark wouldn't just have a logo, she'd have a movement, a message, a mission, one that lives in the sneakers of kids across the world. Think about the generational power of that. A young girl watching Clark dominate the court, lacing up her signature JS, knowing that the woman on the billboard owns the game she plays. That's more than inspiration. That's transformation. That's the kind of cultural firepower that rewires dreams. That says you don't have to fit into the system, you can create your own. And Jordan's brand is built to deliver exactly that kind of revolution. Meanwhile, Nike's growing commitment to women's sports isn't just PR, it's profit-driven. They see where the momentum is going. They see the ratings, the engagement, the record-breaking merch numbers. And Caitlin Clark is the spearhead of that wave. With Jordan shepherding the process, Nike could reshape its women's basketball portfolio around her, launching not just a signature shoe, but an entire era. And when that happens, other companies will follow. Adidas, Puma, Under Armour, all of them will scramble to catch up. All of them will be chasing what Jordan and Clark built first. That's the power of being first. That's the advantage of vision. And with every press release, every endorsement, and every pair of sold-out sneakers, the narrative changes. Women's basketball isn't charity investment. It's a few ways respected most. Because here's the truth, Jordan didn't just see greatness in Caitlin Clark. He saw himself, a young, driven phenom ready to change a world, but only if given the tools to do it. And now he's making sure she has them. The platform, the ownership, the influence. He's not just watching the future of basketball unfold. He's helping shape it. And that's the kind of power move that sends shockwaves through the entire sports ecosystem. Already, whispers are turning into conversations. Conversations into boardroom meetings. Inside NBA ownership circles. Buzz in WNBA front offices. Buzz from Wall Street to ESPN. Everyone's asking the same thing. If Caitlin Clark can become a part owner of her own team, what does that mean for everyone else? What does that mean for every elite female athlete who's ever been told to stay in their lane? The answer: there are no lanes anymore. Not when someone like Clark is rewriting the roadmap in real time. Not when Jordan is standing at her side, investing his name, his brand, and his legacy into a new vision for what sports can be. They are not just changing who gets to play. They are changing who gets to own. And that shifts the entire paradigm. And let's not pretend this won't create resistance. There will be gatekeepers, traditionalists, power brokers who've made their fortunes keeping things just the way they are. They won't like this. They'll call it a gimmick, a distraction, a threat. But here's the twist: they know it's a threat. That's why they'll fight it. Because deep down, they understand what's happening. The power is shifting. The throne is moving. But Jordan and Clark aren't asking for permission. They are setting a precedent, one move at a time. And every move leaves a crack in the foundation of an outdated system. Every headline, every viral tweet, every sold-out game, every business deal. It's all a hammer blow to the idea that women's sports are less valuable, less exciting, less worthy. That myth is dying. And this partnership is driving the final nail into its coffin. The timing couldn't be more poetic. As college athletes begin to leverage nil deals, as female athletes finally gain more visibility, as investment pours into women's sports like never before, Caitlin Clark is standing at the center of it all. And instead of cashing out, she's cashing in. On herself, on her vision, and on a future where she's not just a participant, but a power broker. And if this vision becomes reality, the dominoes fall fast. Ownership models will start shifting. Leagues will have to reconsider how they treat star players. Young athletes will begin negotiating for equity instead of just salaries. College prospects will start asking, what brand do I want to build? Instead of just, what team should I play for? The landscape will be permanently altered. It's bigger than Caitlin Clark. It's bigger than Michael Jordan. It's about rewriting the script for women's athletics from the inside out. About showing the world that investing in female athletes isn't just morally right, it's financially genius. It's about creating generational wealth, generational opportunity, and generational impact. Not 5 years from now. Not in the next collective bargaining agreement. Now. And if you're still wondering whether this is just hype or history in the making, ask yourself this. When has Michael Jordan ever bet on something he didn't believe in? When has he ever backed someone who didn't deliver? He's not playing games. He's building legacies. And Caitlin Clark, she's about to become the blueprint for what comes next. So buckle up. Because this isn't just a headline. This is the opening chapter of a revolution. The kind you tell your kids about. The kind that gets its own 10-part docuseries. The kind that doesn't just change sports, it changes culture. And it all starts with a simple, powerful idea. Give a woman the keys and watch what she builds. And here's the truth. This isn't just business. It's cultural revolution. Because when you merge branding, equity, and athletic excellence, you don't just change a league, you change a conversation. You challenge the idea of what women's sports can be, what women athletes deserve, and what comes next. Every time Jordan and Clark step into a meeting together, they don't just make headlines, they make history. This is bigger than basketball. This is about shaking the foundation of professional sports, rebuilding it with women at the helm, and showing the world that female athletes aren't just worthy of the spotlight, they are ready to own it. And as the dust settles, one thing becomes crystal clear. We are witnessing the birth of a new era. Not just for Caitlin Clark. Not just for the WNBA. But for sports as a whole. Because when Michael Jordan bets on someone, the world watches. And when that someone is Caitlin Clark, the game changes forever.